Hey, hi everyone. This is Surya. Thanks for joining our second podcast. This time we came up with a different topic than previous topics. The most important aspect that we always look into when it comes to building any Web3 solution, we always look into how to acquire customers, how to acquire users, and we've been seeing a lot of activities across different realms, but there is a very fine thin line that there is no consistency when it comes to acquiring customers in Web3. Today we have Alistair Ban with us, who's a CEO of multiple companies and also works on different brands such as Pass On. There's one of Web3 affiliate marketing tool. He's also a community lead on the Open Meta, and he also works as a consultant on the Bird on Block. He's an expertise on growth marketing strategies, the product marketing strategies, and he played a multiple roles. Shared his profile. Um, I've shared his profile on here. Let's look into it. Let's invite Band. Hey, hi, Band. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for joining. Happy to hear from you today. Welcome to our show. I'd like to maybe quickly give a bit brief about yourself before jumping on to today hot topic on how to decode customer acquisitions in Web3 realm.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, that was quite the intro. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. So I'm Alistair Band, co-founder and CEO of Pass On. Pass On is an affiliate marketing protocol for Web3, enabling brands to acquire new users and also retain those users as well in a truly Web3 way. So your only identifier is your wallet. There's no tracking pixels. There's no cookies, personal information, and we don't use Google tags. It's a fully opt-in methodology that we use, and everyone is rewarded throughout. So brands get more users. The affiliates, content creators, they obviously earn affiliate commission, and their communities benefit from this as well because they earn rewards in terms of cashback or discounts as well. So we call this fair value transfer between brands, creators, and communities. And then, yeah, my background is also in community growth and development within Web3 since 2017, currently helping Open Meta as community lead on their side of things. And yeah, have also done multiple consulting roles for various projects all around their growth strategies. So yeah, looking forward to this conversation today.
Great. Thanks a lot. I'll quickly start with a very interesting question on Web3 when this segment started. Started with ICOs. We've been knowing a lot, and that time most people get to know that there is a concept called airdrops. Right. This is a very interesting one. With this particular term is flooded with within Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. But how do you see these airdrops? A concept when it comes to engaging audience or customers, especially on Web3 segment. And maybe your thoughts on this.
Yeah, so airdrops are obviously a fantastic way of bringing new users in and rewarding them for being one of the first users of your protocol. You know, we saw great success with that with Uniswap as an example, and then you've also there's been lots since. The next one kind of that's pretty hyped up is ZK Sync. There was Arbitrum. So yeah, it clearly works. It's a good incentive mechanism to get people in and test your platform. I particularly like it when it's used for like testnet applications, so incentivized test networks, because that gives you live, real user feedback in an environment where you're not kind of expecting people to do anything, because that is the most valuable thing for any project is the real feedback, right? That's why they do these airdrops, because they want to grow their community and the community to use them. So Yeah, it's a great way of doing things, and something that's only really possible in Web3 because of blockchains and being able to distribute tokens seamlessly across a global network of people as well.
Yep, sounds good. So we do find a lot of manual affiliate marketing tools across the globe, and also there are a lot of agencies, teams working on under affiliate marketing segment. But how do you see these API-driven plug-and-play kind of solution that you guys are building that helps to acquire users and also with near zero cost? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's two pathways for this, and like the primary driver behind this is from my experience working with Web3 communities.
Hmm.
These communities should be able to sort of get empowered to and rewarded for going and talking about the projects and these communities that they're involved with. Because not every community member is going to be a user of your product, and not every user is going to be a community member. So finding the balance and incentivizing people to go and grow your real world users, we think is incredibly important. So that's on the kind of the peer-to-peer referral side of things, that you can spin up these campaigns super easily. We're going to be implementing Subgraph and also API integration soon, as well as contract events. So someone from within marketing that doesn't know how to code and isn't on the tech side will be able to set up a campaign. And then the only thing that they will need to do on the front end is integrate an SDK that takes about 5 minutes. So
Okay.
super, super easy to get set up and running. And then you've got an army of affiliates in your community that you can reward for going and spreading the word. But in addition to that, we're also building out a network of affiliates that are going to sit within our affiliate marketplace. This will give brands direct access to verified affiliates, so they will be able to, I'd say the only identifier we use is a wallet. For affiliates, say you've got 200,000 Twitter followers, we do need to verify that. So you connect
Yeah.
your Twitter account, but again, it's all opt-in. You don't have to do this. But if you want to be on our affiliate marketplace, you connect your Twitter account or your YouTube or your social media, like whatever it is that's your main audience, to prove your number of followers or subscribers. Brands can then contact you based on the verticals that you talk about. So if you're an NFT specialist, an NFT marketplace or collection can contact you. If you're a DeFi
Yeah.
specialist, a DEX or a liquid staking protocol can contact you. So it's already pre-filtered in that, so that brands are being connected with the most relevant affiliates for them, and vice versa for affiliates as well. They're working with or being contacted by relevant brands. And then we can offer multiple levels of rewards for these affiliates too.
So this affiliate marketplace is integrated with Pass On, where I create a campaign and choose
Yeah,
which affiliate market a place in that I can choose in, and then just plug in. So typically, how much time, as you mentioned, within 5 minutes of or 5 to 10 minutes of integration? Apart from that, there are brands where they expect the back office solutions, especially the API kit. Apart from the SDK, you also provide the entire API kit where we can plug in and run our own UI.
yeah. So with the SDK, you
Mhm.
can plug that in and run it on your own UI. So everything will look like it's your brand's website, from referral code generation to registration as well. So when someone clicks on a link to register their referral code, that can all
Mhm.
sit within your UI. So that's all
Mhm.
covered by the SDK. API integration. That's for us to get data for off-chain events from you.
Yeah.
So if you want people to create an account or share a Twitter post or something like that, then we can reward people for doing so via an API. And then on the contract level, i.e., someone, if you're a deck, someone wants to come and make or you want people to come and make a swap, then people should be rewarded for getting people to that end of the process. So
Okay.
that is based on a contract event or information that we get from your subgraph. And a subgraph just takes contract events and makes them simpler to read. So we've got
So
3 avenues that we can reward
So
people
as
with.
a business, generally consider a platform like us also, like to integrate with you, and typically we always look into the strategies, the flows, the master templates generally, right? When it comes to affiliate markets or bounties or referral programs or even airdrops, can we also find out these templates to be ready within the platform of yours, or do we need to manually create our own?
In terms of the templates, we have some pre-made templates in terms of like social sharing. So when you click share to your Twitter, we have a pre-made message just to make things simpler for your community. In terms of the strategy and funnel, we will work with you on that. They're not pre-built in just yet. We will be integrating those and building them in as we go. But each brand does need something that's custom and tells their story and their narrative, right? Because that is so unique to each brand.
Yep.
Highlighting the differentiators in this space, because as it's evolved, there's a lot of overlap with projects and what they offer, but each one will have a USP that really stands out, and that's what you need to tell the story around. And a
Yep. Yeah.
pre-made template isn't able to do that. But
Yeah.
from our experience working in the affiliate marketing and community growth space, then we will work with all of the brands to help formulate what this campaign looks like and how best to integrate Pass On and push it out to your community and work with affiliates as well. So it's like we've purposefully built the system so that if you never want to talk to us, you just want to set up a campaign and run, you can absolutely do that. You don't need to book a time, schedule something, hope that things align, wait 2 weeks for someone to be available. You can just get up and going. But if you want some help and advice, we're always here for you to get hands on as well.
Okay. So we've been seeing these affiliate marketing tools across multiple avenues so far. How do you see this metaverse marketing campaigns can also be integrated within these tools, or yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything that runs on chain can be integrated with Pass On. We currently support any EVM chain. Our smart contract is deployed to Polygon and Arbitrum. We'll also be deployed to further EVM chains to support native tokens. So if your token's on Arbitrum, then we can reward people in your native token. And obviously, with lots of different EVM chains, we need to support that. So we're rolling out support to multiple EVM chains, and then we'll be looking outside of the EVM sphere as well. When it comes to verticals, again, we've purposely designed the system so that it's vertical agnostic. So whether that's metaverse, gaming, liquid staking, gambling, a marketplace, it doesn't matter from our side of things, because the core technology that sits underneath it is the same. It's just the parameters that we look at within that. So whenever a contract event happens, you decide what you want that to be. So within your smart contract, you're going to have multiple functions or events that are emitted when someone does something, right? So in the instance of a DEX, it will trigger the swap function. So if a wallet that's registered a referral code triggers a swap function, then a reward is made available to claim. If it's in a metaverse, you register your avatar and assign that to your wallet, and that's triggered in your smart contracts. We have the avatar registration function that's triggered, and then we make a reward available to claim for all of the parties involved in acquiring that user.
Okay. So apart from this pass on for a minute, we can put aside, and let's move on to understand a couple of strategies that you came across comparatively overall your experience. What are the best suggestions that you can give when it comes to retain customers with a real value in return?
Yeah. So that's a good question, and one that the answer really depends on what the project does, what value you offer to your customers and consumers based on your product itself. So everything it varies a lot depending on that. One thing I would say, or sort of two strategies that do work incredibly well, is bounties, because anyone that's already within your community, incentivizing them to produce value back to you. So it's like a fair value exchange. If you want some content or user generated content, incentivize people to go and make it, because you have to have something incredibly compelling for someone to go and do it just off their own volition without an incentive. If you offer them an incentive, then you're benefiting because you have a marketable event, something that you can share and show that you've got users and an active community. And the individual is rewarded in your token, an NFT, whatever it is that you want. So bounties are a fantastic way of acquiring users. Airdrops are another good way, but the users have to see a value in the protocol and why it is that they're doing that. Or completing these actions. And often that needs to fit into a story and a timeline. So if you don't have timelines of when you're going to have utility behind your token, this actually also goes for bounties as well, to be honest with you. If you don't have a timeline for utility of your token, then why are people going to farm for an airdrop? Like what's the value for them in spending their time and potentially gas money in doing this? So everything really comes down to funnels and telling a story through that funnel. So when you look at any sales funnel, any form of sales, any type of acquisition or product distribution, you start with a funnel, and everything starts with a story. Like, what does your user want, and how do you provide that answer for them? How can you convey that message to get their attention? And then you move them one step further until you convert them into a customer. So understanding that funnel and narrative is the most important thing. And then you layer in your bounties, your airdrops, community activation, community first, always within Web3, with your content strategy. And that all fits into the story that you're trying to tell.
Okay. So, and we've seen oftentimes a lot of Web3 players within the ecosystem as well. They started utilizing their native tokens as one of marketing tool rather as an utility tokens. As we've seen, a couple of projects were failed, especially on bridge tokens, due to lack of audits on their token, and there are loopholes to hack into it, right? So, how do you see from the marketing point of view? Generally, customers or the users really doesn't know the difference between what is the utility that I'm getting in, and will this act as a marketing tool for me to acquire? So, how do you see that as a new age Web3 startup? Apart from this, I think we've seen so many years, a lot of platforms have been using this, but do you suggest that utilize their native token as one of branded marketing tool, or sustainable utility token itself to provide value to the entire ecosystem of their own customers?
Both is the simple answer to that one. The token needs to have utility in order to be an effective marketing tool, and vice versa as well. So you need to fit both in. The reason it's a fantastic marketing tool is because most projects will have lots of their own token, but a finite amount of stable coins. Until they're really revenue generating and become a sustainable business on their own, which takes time with any business, whether it's Web2 or Web3, that takes time to build and grow. So you've got a treasury of your own token that you can distribute and give out. But for people to see this value, there needs to be an end utility to it. So yes, it's a fantastic marketing tool that allows you to reach an audience in what can be like a relatively cost-effective way at the time. But further down the line, it can be an extremely lucrative way of rewarding your community, because if you deliver on everything and you do get this critical mass, you become revenue generating, and everything works out and the token price goes up, then your community has been rewarded in a way that on a sort of dollar-based financial method at the point of the exercise or the point of the marketing campaign, you would never have been able to afford. Like, look at the uni token airdrop. People and ENS names as well. People were getting $40,000, $100,000 worth of these tokens from an airdrop. That there's no way that you're going to be paying each individual customer $40,000 in a stable coin, right? So there's swings and roundabouts to it. Obviously, token prices can go down. There's zero financial advice in what I'm saying here right now, but it's Web3. People like to kind of err on the side of
Utilize
the
that.
other side
Yeah.
of caution. They
Yeah.
like to take risks, and also when it comes to an airdrop, right? You're not taking money from anyone. You're taking some of their time and ideally getting some feedback. So if things don't work out, it's almost a zero sum game.
Yeah.
But the upside potential can be fantastic.
But we've been seeing a lot of, obviously, a lot of scams on Telegram and Discord. When it comes to these affiliate marketing, there are like multiple layers of. Sometimes even a founder doesn't know that there is a separate team running an airdrop on their native token until unless they get noticed, right? So
Yeah.
when it comes to
So
on,
airdrops aren't really. I mean, I get them all the time of like, hey, check out this airdrop. That
yeah,
that can't be stopped. What does
yeah,
need to continue to happen is education of users, and
mm,
something that we're really trying to build in with Pass On is having this verification method and brands
oh,
having
exactly.
direct access to the affiliates. Because
Mm.
I get Telegram messages of people all the time saying, "Hey, I represent these affiliates. We can get you this much reach.
Kind of
We
a
want."
verification method. Yeah,
Yeah, and all of ours is done on chain, and it's based on chain actions as well. So if you work with an affiliate, and you don't get any results, no one comes through, no one
mm,
makes a swap or a transaction, then a reward isn't paid out. So they need to get to the end of the funnel anyway. So it protects the brands in terms of what they're giving out as rewards. As I said, we are building the API integration for social sharing, which won't necessarily need a contract event, but the big reward is getting a real user on board.
yeah,
And with the affiliates being directly on the platform and having that interaction layer, the affiliates can do their own direct research on the brands. We can put them in touch
mm,
with the team. They can message each other through our application as well, and brands know that they're working with the real affiliate because they've connected their social handles. So it gets rid of all of these like spam messages on Telegram promising you the world for a small fee of $5,000, and takes it to real results, but with a higher upside potential.
okay, okay. So, and obviously, at the end of the day, any platform that works on these segments always look into the final part, which is the analytics. So, is Pasan also providing data analytics or analysis of their campaigns that they run on? So, can we also look into that aspect?
Yes, absolutely. That's a key part of us building in transparency to
Mm,
everything that we do. I've worked with brands, not with Pass On like previously, where we work with an affiliate or group of affiliates. You pay a fee, some tweets are sent out, and there's no metrics other than impressions that you can look at. So you just know that they've sent that tweet and that's it. What we're looking at is how many people click on a link, how many people register a code, and of those people that register a code, how many people then go and complete a rewardable action. And then based on the rewardable action and
mm,
the wallet's future use of your protocol as well, we know that user cost X to acquire. And also which channels are you most effective. Like we know which wallets have produced which codes, and particularly in the
mm,
affiliates case, if they connect their social, then we know who that individual is, and we can start looking at who your most effective affiliates are, so that you can double down your campaign with them. Or next time you want to run a campaign, you know which ones to approach and work with in the future. But yeah, analytics are at the core of what we do. We're trying to
exactly.
really bring data into marketing, particularly on the affiliate side, because it's such a grey area at the moment.
Exactly.
Where you throw some money into the ether
Trace,
and hope
tracing
something.
down tracing down the campaigns itself is a hard part, especially
Yeah,
on Telegram and Twitter. Yeah. So
exactly.
I think it's as a all-in-one suit, whole package of suit, right from onboarding campaigns and onboarding users and preparing different custom campaigns also within pass on. When can we expect? I mean, in a general sense, we try to look into it, but when can we expect this to be live and stuff?
We're actually live right now with our first beta campaign. So if you head
Okay.
to app.passon.io and
Okay.
then go into our portal, and you'll be able to find our campaign with RBX there. For every
Hmm.
person that you bring to their protocol that makes a swap, you'll earn $3, and they'll get $1 cash back.
Yeah.
So super clean, super simple campaign. And we're currently integrating another campaign at the moment. I can't say too much on that
Mm.
just yet, but that should be live in the next week or so. And then we're
Hmm.
in talks with another 48 projects as well. So we've got around 50 projects that should be hopefully converting pretty soon and going live. But yeah, in terms of our core technology, we're live right now. We're obviously
Yeah.
building in more functionality as we go. But yeah, we're live now. So if you want to run an affiliate campaign, then get in touch.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. So, how many months it's been launched? The beta launch?
We did our beta launch in October 31st, actually,
Okay.
Halloween.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, we've been building since March this year. So it took us about
Okay.
6 months from idea to launching a product.
So yeah, I mean, to conclude that, we have a couple of more minutes. I wanted to make sure to shout out our podcast. So um, again, we understood right from how to take advantage of crypto incentives or and and the loyalty programs, the metaverse, the NFTs, and also how to take advantage of analytics when it comes to affiliate marketing. But the most important aspect for any country or any startup in any country is regulatory aspects from that jurisdiction. How do you see that? Is there any impact that is going to happen on these tools or the marketing campaigns when it comes to local regulatory side, or can you see also certain challenges on that?
I can't see into the future, I'm afraid. I wish I could. I'd be very rich. Um, but yeah, it really depends on the jurisdiction. Like in the UK, for
Mm,
example, you can't run a direct refer a friend campaign in terms of getting people to buy a crypto token, but
yeah.
products and services and certainly NFTs fall outside of scope. Um, that being said, it is very much on the project themselves.
Mm,
Can you directly advertise this in your jurisdiction?
mm,
But yes, we try to be as aware as we can of each individual location and regulations around that.
yeah.
Obviously, that takes a lot of time and effort, so it's on a kind of a
Mm,
project by project basis. But we obviously want to be as compliant as possible in what we're doing on a global scale, because
yeah.
that's the beauty of Web3, right? There are no
Yeah.
borders, there are no kind of global restrictions um, on cryptocurrencies and transferring these assets around, and that's one of the beauties of it. So. But yeah, of course, we want to stay on the right side of regulations in every jurisdiction.
So how often you see this impact of Web3 when it comes to acquiring customers? Again, there is a huge gap. Even in my yesterday podcast, I've discussed there is a huge gap between Web3 communities and the rest of the world. But I think this becomes a bridge, right? This has to be played on both sides. Um, in your aspect, do you see that within a short time we can achieve that option, or do you think this will take more time than what we expected?
I think it's going to move faster than anyone expects in terms of getting outside of what we know as like the Web3 community right now.
Yeah.
Just because technology is moving so rapidly, the biggest barrier to adoption is user experience.
Mm,
With your standard bank account, you log in, or like if you forget your password, you can reset your password. If you get scammed, like you've got some protections from your bank, etc., which you just don't
yeah.
have in Web3. Like my mum doesn't want to write down 12 random words and keep like separately in a safe
Yeah.
location somewhere, and if she loses it, that's her life savings gone. She doesn't
Mm,
want to be involved in that. So when we
mm,
start finding solutions that are like
mm,
secure enough, I think that's the key thing, like secure enough that you can custody your own assets, in an effective way, then that's when we're going to really see mass adoption.
Yeah.
Something that we're looking at building in is wallet creation. So, like through another service, we're not going to hold any of that data ourselves. But when you click on a referral link, if you don't already have a Web3 wallet, you can create one using your email address and password.
But is it mandate? Is it mandate to have a Web3 wallet?
Right now, you do need to have a non-custodial wallet in order to
Okay.
connect, because that's your only identifier. But in the user experience of clicking on an affiliate link and going into something, you'll be able to very soon be able to create a wallet and also fund that wallet so that you can start playing around in Web3 straight away.
Great. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'm
So
afraid I
looking
have
forward
to shoot
to
off. This has been awesome.
one. Yeah, that's great. I mean, definitely we look into your solution, and thanks a lot, like Band, for sharing your thoughts on today's session. Happy to
Thanks so
connect
much
with
for having
you.
me.
Looking forward again. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.